this is certainly an interesting topic, and it's coming from a Democratic primary, more specifically within the congressional district, 16th congressional district of New York, a heavy Democratic stronghold. Now, just to clarify, as Democratic stronghold, back in the 2020 election, it voted 75% for Joe Biden. In fact, even going as far back as 2000, that district has voted for the Democratic Party with a vote margin of between 70 to 80%. It's that heavily within the Democratic field, and considering the fact that it's close to the very center of New York, that's not really surprising. And I would not be surprised if a Democrat still wins that district. So I'm just honestly, I would not be surprised if a Republican loses there. But what is really surprising is the representative, or the congressman who is representing the 16th congressional district, Jamaal Bowman. Now, for people who don't know, Jamaal Bowman last year was the one who pulled a fire alarm specifically in order to stop a vote on government funding. He was nearly censored by the House at that time, although unfortunately the vote failed in order to censor him. But he was charged with a misdemeanor as a result, because pulling the fire alarm and not having there to be an actual fire, yeah, that's a major criminal. That's a criminal charge, although not felony. Nonetheless, it's still a bad name on his record. And this is just one of the many things that he has done as of late in order to be very combative within Congress, to the point where he's just he kind of acts like a spoiled child. He's very much like an actual bully. He prefers to get in people's faces. He prefers to touch you. He prefers to yell at you. And yeah, I understand that many congressmen, senators have been aggressive before, but even then, there is a certain stance, certain decorum that they cannot do, because that just looks inappropriate, and especially considering behind the scenes, they need to compromise in order to get policy to pass. And Jamaal Bowman has not exactly followed through with that, which honestly, although in spite of the fact that he was nearly censored and the censor failed, he's not very well loved by the Democrats, and it's showing especially within the polls. Keep this in mind. Jamaal Bowman has been serving for the 16th congressional district for 2 terms. That would be 4 years for a representative. And he is going through a primary, which is going to occur on June 25th. That is less than 2 weeks as I'm making this video on the 14th. And he is currently losing by 17 points in the Democratic primary against George Latimer, who is the Westchester County executive. And holy crap! And it did not help him when he was on the debate trying to deal with George Latimer, and how he had been not only combative, but he even brought up the race issue as well, which further. I mean, I know that the Democratic Party is very much into identity politics, but there is a point where people are just so turned off with the use of the race card that they are just like, they're done. And it's kind of showing, especially within the district that he's currently in. I mean, 17 points. That is a big lead. Now, to be fair, there is at least, based upon the Emerson College poll, where Bowman has 31% support, while George Latimer has 48%. There's 21% of respondents that have remained undecided. But considering how big that gap is, I don't think that would be enough, in my own personal opinion. George Latimer is more likely to kick him out of that seat. And it doesn't help with the fact that he is so in tune with the squad, especially with the current politics within Gaza. I mean, here's the thing. He's so close to New York, and New York has a major Jewish community. Considering the fact that he's been very critical of Israel, along with many others, and also with the fact that he is a pretty weak candidate, many more Democratic Jews, and especially with AIPAC in the mix, where they're funding someone like George Latimer, it's looking more and more like he may potentially lose as a result of him playing into the Gaza issue. I would not be surprised if that's the case. And honestly, I'm more for it. As I know that George Latimer is a Democrat, and again, this is a Democratic state, so it's not much is going to change. But Jamaal Bowman is a member of the squad, the progressive squad, and to just be able to get rid of even one of them would be a major victory in of itself. I would love that so much, and honestly, that would be major comeuppance for him, especially with how he's been acting in Congress for the last 2 terms. Now, of course, we don't know for sure until the primary on June 25th. But I can give a pretty good distinction that due to how he acts, due to what he's done, his political positions, and the fact that he's pretty ineffective and weak, it's more likely than not that Jamaal Bowman will be replaced. He will be kicked out of his seat. And I am all for that. My name is Noah Meehan on The Arc Truth. Please post the comments down below, like this video, subscribe, share for friends. Also, if you have any issues regarding my videos, such as how I speak or any improvements I should make in general, please post it in the comment section down below or directly message me. Thank you.